Here, we'll do like a fake cheers.
A fake cheers.
Fake
Because we don't actually mean it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the basement of Chop Brew, the newly installed guitar wall. Very cool. Picture of Austin, Texas from the way back days when Elsa and I lived there. We're here with Dono. We are drinking Freeze Time Cold IPA. I almost can't tell you about how excited I am about how good this beer turned out. Unfortunately, I did not shoot any video of the brew day, which is rare, but this was a case where I was test batching a collaboration recipe that will be coming out very soon in partnership with Imperial Yeast for Big Brew Day. And I really wanted to kind of like stay focused. You know what it's like trying to shoot video of a brew day.
I keep it pretty low key. It's pretty easy for me. But if there's people around, then I get distracted.
I just really quick want to tell you all about this beer. It is a 311 day beer, as you guys know. Obsessed still to this day with the band 311. So every year, either I or Paul Illa and I or somebody in our inner circle that likes 311 brews a beer. This is Freeze Time because it's the first track off of the Sound System album, and it's a cold IPA. So there's all kinds of puns and wordplay going on, and it's all Cryo hops with their Cryo pelletizing. So yeah, I just want to walk through the recipe real quick. There's no video, like I said. So it's 70%, and I did a small batch for this one. So I'm not going to throw out the quantities of malt, but you can put it in Beersmith and figure it out. So it's 70% raw pills, a good U.S. pills malt, 20% flaked rice, 10% corn sugar. That's it. You mash the flaked rice and the pills, run that off. I waited till the end of the boil to put in even the corn sugar. I don't think it's the hugest deal. Mashed at 148 though. You want to mash low for these cold IPAs. You might remember the cold IPA 2022, the year of the cold IPA last year. I was pretty obsessed with this style. Wrote an article about it, which is where I got some of Kris England's tips. Bent Brewstillery, he brewed a beer called Thawless Victory Cold IPA. Probably my favorite, definitely top three, but probably my favorite actually of the dozens that I had last year. And he has this unique, what I feel like is a pretty unique process. No boil hop. So I boiled this for 60 minutes. Then there's just a whirlpool dose of these Cryo Amarillos. I put them in at about 200. House is super cold, so by the time you get to the basement, start stirring it, it drops pretty quick. So in that 180 to 200 range.
I didn't know that.
That gets about 30 IBUs just from the whirlpool alone because of how potent these cryos are. Cooled that down, hit my numbers spot on, 1064. Fermented at 62 with Imperial Yeast Huga yeast, which was their limited edition strain for winter. It's a Danish lager strain. You played with that strain a bunch.
Well, I've made one beer and I'm going to make two more.
You will have played with it?
I will play with it, yes.
But the point is, they threw that at me and I was like, you know what? I want to do a cold IPA. This is a unique yeast strain. So about 50% of the way through fermentation, I hit it with a dose of Cryo Sabro and Cryo Pop. You want to get those in the fermentation, some of that biotransformation. And then when it was all said and done, 10-11, cold crashed it on my porch.
311?
Oh, 10-11, 3-11. Cold crashed it on the porch because you can do that in Minnesota over 2 days. And then I hit it with one more smaller charge of both Cryo Pop, Cryo Sabro.
Oh, you did.
Kegged it a week ago today. Hit it with gelatin 2 days ago because it was not clearing up. And oh man, I've never used gelatin. I used a mix-up, a mash-up between Dono's video about gelatin and Brad's info from work. So yeah, dumped the sludge yesterday and immediately was like, what the hell? Super fresh cold IPA on tap, really clear, big tropical notes. I think that Sabro and those Cryo hops are known for that. The Sabro can be overly coconutty. You're saying you don't get much, but you immediately said things like...
I said lime, pineapple, mango. We were commenting even in these less than super advantageous aromatic producing glasses, cups. Still, it was just coming off of the beer, the aroma. It was really juicy and fruity and quite noticeable. Can only imagine in a belled, thing, it would be even more impactful. That cryo pop thing is something that I had like a sample of, like a 1 ounce sample thing. So I did use that somewhere along in my brewing. So that does ring a bell. So I don't know if it's the cryo processing. Is that what that is? It's a type of processing of the hop. So I don't know if it's that, if it's the...
But then there also, so there's a cryo process, then these hops are always like really high alpha because of that process, because they're more concentrated, I believe. And then the other thing is there's just less green matter. So these beers might carry less of the greenness. Even if the greenness isn't negative in a beer, it's still there. But this has less of it no matter what. To Chris's point, it costs twice as much. But if you're lucky, you get about twice as much beer.
Well, I'm surprised at the amount of bitterness. That's right. It does drink almost drier than you would think from the 10-11 reading. You would think pale ale, maybe. But it drinks, and that could be a factor of the sugar and the rice, possibly, and not like these crystal malt or anything else like that in there.
I think it's also the fruitiness of the hops.
The bitterness
almost
really...
feeling like body.
The 30 IBUs doesn't sound like a lot. And it's not like crazy bitter, but maybe it's just that it's a thinnish malt composition that any bitterness maybe comes off more.
7% alcohol almost. So I think between the alcohol, the lowish final gravity, and then the lack of any foundational support, like a crystal malt, even like a care of this or a care of that. This is Pils, rice, sugar.
Not a Helles. No. Not a Maibach by any means. Not a fest beer. No, it's quite yummy. I mean, it's I made my first one a month or so ago, and Cold I know IPA. You liked it, and I liked it, and it's still around, and it's still good.
Completely different strategy, though. Bittering hops.
Yep.
Flavoring hops in boil. Then
hops in the fermenter, pouring the cold, chilled wort into the fermenter. Couple ounces of hops in the fermenter at that time.
Almost dip hoppy. No, that wouldn't be dip hoppy.
No, but dry hop. No, so those would have been enduring active fermentation, but no extra dry hops. And probably
so almost the opposite. Possibly front end heavy. This beer is back end heavy.
Yeah, and I don't. This might be more aromatic even than mine was, which would make sense with what you did.
Yeah, like
the post boil, the during fermentation, and the dry hop. It would make sense.
Yeah,
it's quite good. So you're saying you're going to do a bigger batch?
Yeah. So this was only a 3-gallon batch. By the time I futzed around and tried to blow out enough beer to get it clear before the gelatin, I lost some. So there's very little left. Going to rebrew it, make any tweaks that might need to be done, and Freeze Time Cold IPA will become Frio Cold IPA that we're doing with Imperial. That's going to be kind of paired with K Bueno now that Huga is out of supply. So look for that recipe coming up. We're also doing a Pils with K Bueno called Shoulder Season Pils, kind of a Mexican Pils. You could kind of almost think of it, but it doesn't really matter. It's just going to be a good, kind of more bitter than usual light Pils. But yeah. I'm going to brew a bigger batch and shoot video that time. So real fans will have seen both videos. I feel like more people will see the second one. Big shout out, though, to Kris England for sharing. I'll link this below. You should go check out his brewing process because he really breaks it down per gallon, per 5-gallon, per barrel. So anybody on any scale can really wrap their head around this. But Northern Brewer itself took a big cue from that as well when we did our Chill Factor Cold IPA kit. And there's not boil hops. They're very different hops. Super fun beer to make. It's kind of a weird brew day because you're just sitting there watching boiling wort for a long time and weighing out hops for the later part of the process. But man, I am super excited as somebody who really grew to love this style last year because I've bombed trying to make hazy IPAs. I've made brown hazy IPAs because of a lot of things. Right. So I was super particular, purged a lot of things, and
it's a little more attainable.
It's important to me that this was a very big, small victory.
There you go.
All
small victories.
Freeze time for your mind.
We're out of beer.
Well,
for the moment.
Don brought a book bag that usually has beer in it.
I got some beer.
All right. Peace. Happy 311 day.
Catch you later.
Peanut.
Peanut. Beat that thing. See, I told you there was more beer. Look at this guy. Glass don't stay empty around here too long.
Actually, cold IPA.
Cold IPA part
Take
2.
two.
Take 2. Take 2 cold IPAs and call me the day after 311.
In the morning.
On 312.
Don't call me Shirley.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.